Here I've got my grid paper. Remember, you need to fill in your title block correctly as part of your drawing. Now let's get started with our front view. I'm going to pick a point. So I now need 6 as width and I need a height of 4. So I'm not really too concerned. 4 blocks isn't too much. I don't think it's going to go out of the page. So if I start at this corner as my isometric axis, the corner over there. Now if I follow across, I need 7 blocks. There we are, 7 blocks and a height of 4 blocks. Now if we look at our shape here and we follow our blocks, let's go up there. It's going to go up 1 block, in 2 blocks, up to the next one, out again, up to the top point, and then this line actually runs all the way across to here. Then in that space further back, this little part which has got 1 block up and then 2 blocks across, and it comes back down again. That's giving us a bit of our outline. On this bottom side here, this is coming up 1 block, then going across 3 blocks, and then down to give us that one there. So I would now go over that in a dark line. I'm using a Koki. Please don't use a Koki. I'm just trying to use the Koki so it's a little bit more visible for you. So when I draw that went 3 blocks across, a space of 3 blocks, and then the other side. On the inside here, it was the 2 blocks, the space, then the 3 blocks. Here was this corner, and this one went all the way across here. Now my vertical lines. Now we're going to have hidden detail where? Well, we can't see this little line over there or the line at the bottom. That would be in this space here. So over here we've got hidden detail showing those 2 points. My next view I'm going to do is my top view. Now in that one exercise that we did at the beginning of the year, they asked us to leave 2 block space. I'm happy with just 1 block space at the moment, so please don't leave 2 blocks. If you check and see there's enough space, then that's fine, but I'm happy with 1 block space. I'm going to start with my top view. Now for that, we can remember we've got our feedback lines, which I call them. So if we took any corner from the view that we had, we could project those lines down to make sure that the next view, our top view, is going to line up with the front view. And so there are the length dimensions, they're all the same. That's gone a little bit skew, but that all lines up. So we have marked off our length dimension, which was the 7 blocks. Now we need the width dimension, which was 6 blocks. So if I mark that off, There's my corner. Here's my other corner. And there is my size of the 6 blocks. Now with that I can just check what I'm going to have. So on this side I've got these little gaps there, so it was a 2 block space. Then another 2 block space. And in this shape now I've got the outline of what I would see as my top view. I can now go over that in a dark line then, so your outline. I'm going to just use pen. Again, please don't use pen. I'm just using pen so it's more visible for you to see my outline. Now my next horizontal line is where this groove is here, and that stops after 2 blocks. My next line, I'm going to see this line, and then this line matches up with that side and it goes in 4 blocks. My next horizontal line is this edge that goes all the way across the block. So try and be systematic about it. Start from the far side and work to the front of the block. The same with my vertical lines. So I'm going to start with this edge and then work across to the opposite edge. So on my left edge, if I look at it, I've got the space in the middle. So I need to do 2 blocks at the top, the space, and 2 blocks at the bottom. Then we've got the space in the middle. Now this space in the middle is here, and it also then matches up with this line running across one edge of that shape there. So this line runs all the way across there. Now there's that little tunnel in there. So what's going to happen is we're going to have hidden detail for that part. Then where this tunnel is on the bottom of the shape there, I'm going to have hidden detail. My next edge is this little part here in line with this side, and that was 4 blocks long. Sorry. Then I've got this edge here, which is running all the way across the block. I've got the tunnel again. And I've got the outside edge of my block. And there is my top view. My last view is going to be my left view. If I'm going to use the feedback lines, my feedback lines for each corner in the front view, running all the way along these lines. So basically we've got something on each line. If we wanted to take it from our top view, remember we could put in our 45-degree line. In other words, if it take a diagonal going through there, and we could take, see I've missed this corner a bit, those lines across and then up. That would also give us our feedback lines. So there we know everything is lining up correctly. Now if we look at this, when I look at it from this shape, I've got these 4 little edges, 1, 2, 3 and 4, that are going to be on the outside of my shape. Yo, I went very skew here. This line should be down here. So I've projected that very badly. Okay, because it should only be 6 blocks long. So if I look at that shape, I'm going to have these 4 rectangles, and I'm going to have this line running across the top. So let's go through this. So for 6 lines, this is the top of my shape. My next line, I've got this little space of 2. Then I can see I've got an opening, and then the next 2 block. Now behind this we've got this little channel at the top there, which is also going to then mean that this little side here will have hidden detail. In the next line, see, 2 blocks. The next line here is the block on the side, the 2 blocks on the right hand side, and this is the height of that little tunnel going underneath there. So we'll have hidden detail for that tunnel. Now the bottom of our shape is a straight line. There's no opening here, there's still part of that shadow. Now let's do our vertical lines. So on this side, there is that bottom rectangle, a higher rectangle. Now this height also goes up there, which shows where this edge is, and our bottom line there. Then we finish this off with the edge on the right hand side. And there we've got, sorry, I haven't done this left edge. Okay, and there is drawing of task 10 completed. Hello grade 12s. Today I'm looking at your transition development question. I've taken this out of your grade 12 workbook. Some of you have got the workbook, so this is page 88 from that. So it falls under question 2 in paper 1, the development. The last time they've had a transition development in an IEB final paper was in 2013. So it has not been a common development that they have given you in the IEB papers. What we need to do, if we read through the instructions here, is draw the given front view and the given top view, and then they want you to do the development of when you open the shape up, starting from AB across this line. Please watch this video carefully and complete this drawing. Here I have got the outline for my top view. So they said this length from there is 90, this square was a square of 30, this square was a square of 60. I've projected those lengths up, and then I must just complete the rest of the shape in my outlines. Now, the problem with this drawing, when we have to do the development, so in other words, fold this shape open, what we need to find out is that, is it a true length or not? And the way we look at it being a true length is, will it be a horizontal line in the top view or a vertical line in the same plane? So the line going from A to B is A and B. Because that's in a line, a straight line, a horizontal line in my top view, means that that distance AB is my true length. It, however, also gives us this point from this edge to this edge, and they're not in a horizontal line, so that wouldn't be a true length. Okay, but let's not worry about that too much at the moment. Please just follow the steps as I go through them. So remember, this point is AB, and that is the true length. So when we draw this line here for AB, so just extend this line here. The distance that we need to take then is our AB distance here. So I'm going to put my compass at A, extend it to B. That is the true length. I can come and bring it down to this point here, and there I have that line. The next step that I want to do is label my points. So the next closest point, now A and B means this line here. So my next closest point is C. Now C is at the top of the shape on the small square, which makes C the point over there. Now C and B are in a vertical line, which means this line. That line will be a true length line. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take our next point, and that point will be this corner. So I'm going to label that my next point D. From there I'm going to go into my small square at E, F, G and H. So let's remember the small square is going to be C and E are going to be in the same line here, and A and H at the top. At the bottom we've got B already, D and F on this side. If we follow those points up, G and B on this side. Now this process is like drawing triangles. So the triangle I'm trying to draw now is the A, B and C triangle. And we can see it over here, A, B and C triangle. Now we've already drawn our AB line, so now we need to draw our AC line. Now the AC line we know is the length of the side, which was 30. So you could come and take this distance of 30 here with your compass. Put your compass at point A and you're drawing an arc. Now from B, remember this is going to be our true length, going straight up there. So I take my distance from B to C, that is a true length. And I can mark that off. So here is point C, and if we just join those points up lightly, I now need to follow on and do my next triangle. Here I've got 2 points and one side of my triangle. So if we're just following the numbering, and this is why I try to number the next closest point. I've got B, C, and my next point would be D. So the distance from B to D is a true length. It's the line across the bottom. It's that distance of 60. So I would set my compass to that distance of 60. Put my compass at point B and draw an arc. Now I need to go from C at the top to D. Now once again, this is a horizontal line, which means that is a true length. So I can take it straight off this diagram. There's my distance of CD. Put my compass at C, and I'm going to draw an arc, and that will give me point D. I'm going to join up those points now. While we're doing this, you should notice that the angle is a right angle between this corner of B, C, and A. And the same on this side, where C, B, and D, this would be a right angle. Now, next corner, let's follow our steps. C, D, so our next point is E. Where is point E? What do we know? We know the distance going from C to E is the distance of 30. So let's work with that. Set up our distance of C to E, that was 30. Put my compass at C and draw my arc with that radius of 30. Now, we don't have anything going from D to E. There would be D going to E. We don't have anything there. Now, is this a horizontal line in our top view? No. So we need to convert it to a horizontal line. So what I could do is I take my compass like this. I get that distance. I swing an arc around. Now it's a horizontal line. Now we need to take that up. But I know that this is the distance here with my compass. So what I do is I just mark it off there. And I'm just going to put a little E here. And when I join this line up from D to E, this is the true length. Okay, so this is the true length E, let's call it. What distance do I have here? I have a distance of 83. So if you want to check, I've got a true length of 83. So let's set our compass to this distance now. I now need to put my compass at point D, and I'll make that arc to give me point E. And let's join up the points. I've joined up the points. Follow the same process. I need my next triangle. I've got D and E, so I need F. What do I have? I've got the distance of DF, which is that distance of 60. That is the true length. So I'll take my compass, set my distance, put it at D, and draw my arc. Now I need my distance from E to F. Now that is not a horizontal line in my top view, so I need to convert it to one. So if I take my distance, remember we could draw the arc down like that, then where that is, take it up. I've got it set with my compass, and I come and mark it back here, and it gives me the same point here. So I need to take the same measurement, which was 83, put it at point E, and draw my arc. This gives me point F, and now I'll join up the points. We're following our same process. We now need to find, we've got E and F, and we now need to find G. So what do we know? We've got our distance going from point F to G along the bottom here. That's our distance of 60. So I'll set my compass to that distance. Now I need to take the distance from E to G. Now that isn't a horizontal line, and There's a vertical line, but it's not on the same plane. So I'm going to take that distance and draw it out. So it hits at this point. So that would mean if I moved it up here from G to H would give me the true length that I need for the side. Okay, so that's the true length. I'm putting it at E. Oh, it's not fitting here. Let's just fix the side here. So here is point G. And join the points up. I'm following on with the same process. I now need to find my new triangle. I've got E and G. Now I need to find point H. The distance of EH is in the same line. It's part of the square at the top of 30. Set my compass to that distance and draw my arc. I'm going to draw quite a big arc this time. I don't want to have to redraw it. Now I need the distance from G to H. Now once again, this is not on a horizontal line, so we need to convert to a horizontal line. So I take my distance of GH and I draw it down. Where that point is, I could take it up. I'm just going to mark it off with my compass. I find that easier. There's that distance. Now this will give me the true length here. So this is the true length for the line of G to H. If I measure that distance for you, I've got a distance of around about 73. I'm going to set my compass to that distance of 73 now. Put my compass at point G and draw an arc to intersect, which would give me point H. Let's join up those points. Now our next triangle. We have got triangle G and H, and so now we need G, H, and we're going back to our start point at A. What distance do we know? We know the HA is at the same at the top of this shape, our distance of 30. So set that distance of 30 at point H and draw an arc. Now from point G we need to draw a triangle, and this is definitely not a true length, so we're making this one up. So I take the distance from G to A. Remember, I could mark it down here and then project up. I'm just going to line up this top point, mark that off. Let's draw in that true length line. So this is the true length line for G to A, and my measurement is in the region of 90. Take that with your compass. Put your compass at G, draw an arc, and that gives me point A, the start point. And let's join up the lines again. My last triangle that I now need to join up is closing down the shape. I've got G going to B and A going to B. Now the true length again is the AB line, and we know this is the true length at the base of 60. So for point G, I'm taking my distance of 60. Put my compass here, draw my arc, get my AB true length, put that at point A, and draw an arc. And close up the shape. And there is the true shape of this development on page 88 of your workbooks. So please work through this step by step, and this will go into your portfolio.